Good afternoon to you, Mark Sudduth, HurricaneTrack.com, here with your Hurricane Pro and HD video blog for Saturday, the 26th of October, 2013. Taking a look at the tropics today, nothing going on in the Atlantic Basin. This is very nice to see as we knock on the door of the first anniversary of the landfall of Hurricane Sandy that impacted a great deal of coastline from Florida all the way up into the Canadian Maritimes with effects even out to Bermuda, believe it or not. Tropical storm conditions were felt out in Bermuda from that very large system. Nothing like that anywhere in the Atlantic Basin today. In fact, looking at upper level winds, you can see here everything is westerly right now for the most part, or at least a westerly component to everything. The winds are all blowing against any tropical waves that will be coming in from the east. So wind shear, definitely a factor for anything that tries to develop right now, and that'll probably be the case for the next several days. Even in the eastern Pacific, we still do have Raymond out here, 50-mile-per-hour tropical storm. The forecast track for Raymond shows that it could become a hurricane again, believe it or not, and it's going to kind of do this loop out here. Remember, it came up north towards Mexico, now it's curved off this way, and it should die out over the water here over the next several days. This water is much cooler than it was even a few days ago. As the sun angle is getting lower, the oceans are starting to bleed off their steam, so to speak, and Raymond will not be a factor for the Baja Peninsula or mainland Mexico's weather anytime soon. It'll just dissipate, and that'll be that. Looking down the road ahead, this is the last shot at development that could impact land areas, in my opinion. And this is the Madden-Julian oscillation forecast from the ECMWF here going out to November the 9th. And we typically look for the MJO to be in phase 1 or 2 for the best chances of development in the Western Hemisphere. And the Euro now showing a pretty good amplification over time. Right now it's still inside the circle, which means that there is no discernible MJO activity anywhere in the globe. So it's really not enhancing anything right now. But in the next several days, the models are forecasting the Madden-Julian oscillation to amplify and then come out here into phase 1, phase 2, and that might develop something and allow something to develop. The MJO is much more of a sort of like a triggering mechanism to set things off. So there may be the potential that something tries to get going here in the Atlantic Basin. I'll outline on a satellite picture where I think that might happen. And some of the models are showing it from time to time. Somewhere in this region we could see something develop between, let's say, the end of next week, right around Halloween, through the first part of November, the first week of November. And this region through here is generally favored this time of year. And you can see there's already a bigger increase in cloud cover throughout the area. There's just strong upper level winds cutting across, as I showed you on that previous chart, but that might change where we see a larger bubble of high pressure develop over this region in the upper levels that will provide light areas of winds underneath through here towards the end of the month and into the first part of November. That is what this would mean if it indeed comes to pass. And the Euro has been pretty good at sniffing this out, so to speak, and pretty accurate with that. And once this is over, this last sort of attempt at development here, that should do it for the season anywhere in the western parts of the basin that could affect land. And we should be able to write the books and close them up for the 2013 season after that. So this is the last shot. We will see what happens. At least the rest of the weekend, nothing to worry about. Probably nothing through most of next week. But towards Halloween and thereafter, we'll be watching the Caribbean Sea to see if that MJO does take root and allow something to get going. Have a great rest of your Saturday. Again, I'm Mark Sudduth for HurricaneTrack.com, and of course, always an honor and a privilege to produce these videos for you on Hurricane Pro and HD. I'll be back with another video blog for you tomorrow.